All right, so this is going to be a brief video demonstration of my Android app I created that uses a SQLite database. So my original proposal was going to be it's going to be an online shopping app where users could register their logins, and once they're logged in and have a user session going, they could list items for sale, and other people who are registered with the app could log in as well and view those items that are listed, and obviously list their own items to sell. And so it's going to kind of like mimic, an online shopping app like that. And there's even going to be a map where the location of where the item was being listed was going to be displayed. So I didn't quite get that sophisticated of an app going. I did manage to get SQLite and Android working with each other, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. So yeah, the hardest challenge was actually just getting Android Studio and Java working. I've never used any of those, so it's kind of a bit of a learning curve. So it was kind of nice to learn about Java too. So that was nice. So yeah, basically, I created this database class here. I overloaded or inherited it from this SQLite Open Helper, which is just the standard SQLite library you could import that I found. So yeah, I named it DB. I created these like getter and setter functions just so you can manage the database and add or remove information from it. So yeah, so here's the buttons that appear on the Android screen, and they're set up so so once the login button's clicked, it extracts a string from the text field, and it sends it through this function, the email lookup function, and it queries the database to see if your email is registered with it. And it's just a bool that returns true or false if the database contains the email. And that's your email exists query. So yeah, it queries the database, returns true or false if your email is registered. And so yeah, so if it sees that you're not registered, it'll prompt you to get registered. If you are registered, it'll just open a user session, which is like a new activity that it spawns. So yeah, here's all the like XML stuff I had to create to actually like display the activity windows and whatnot. So yeah, let's just demonstrate how it works. And down here is just like a database explorer. It came built in with Android Studio actually, and that's what's going to let us like see what's going on in the database. So I'll just yeah, okay. So upon creation of the database object, it calls on create, and it uses this SQL command to create the database. So you can see we named it user details here, and it has a column for email, password, first and last name. So yeah, and so let's just try something. As you can see, nothing's written here, so that it's empty right now. We haven't inserted anything into it. So password is just going to be password. So sign in or register, and it prompts you with this message saying that the email is not found, obviously it's not found because it's empty. So we can either close that dialog, or we can select this option, which takes us to a new activity that lets us do like a kind of a account registration process here. So we'll go ahead and create our email, and it has a name field, and our password is going to be password. Oh, whoops. Oh. Okay, yeah, so once it sees your email is registered, it also does a password check to see if it's the correct password, and it returns true or false to see if you entered the correct password that corresponds to that email or not. So yeah, as you can see, since that the email and password were in the database now, it let us go ahead and open a user session window, and so that new window you saw it switch to, that was the user session. So yeah, it and as you can see here, it extracted my name from the database, and that's displaying it here. And that's actually not something that was passed over from like the text fields or something like that. That's actually a string it got out of the database based on the email. It does that here in the get user info function. Yeah. That's right there where it gets called. And figuring out how to do that was actually kind of a pain. But yeah, I used these like neat Java arrays that are kind of cool to use. And that's so yeah, it queries it for the first and last name, and it returns a string array, and then I set it to this array here. Not sure why I'm putting in a new array, but okay. And then you can send stuff to new activities with this put extra function. It's kind of cool. It's very simple and straightforward how it works. So this was the email registration activity I made. Yeah, it was actually kind of took some time and effort to figure out how to do all this. Like I said, the Android Java stuff was actually a lot more complicated than the actual SQL stuff. And of course, it like checks if there's an @ symbol in your email and stuff. Here's the user session activity. Here's all the XML that like displays the layouts of the different activities and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's as far as I got. But as you can see, it is using databases. It's querying them and adding and strings from them and stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.